Good evening. Good evening. There we go, there we go. Welcome to the Symphonic band portion of our concert. I apologize in advance. I'd written a ton of notes for this evening because I'm combining an awards ceremony and a concert in one and then splitting it between two separate bands. So to keep it straight in my head, I'm going to be reading some things this evening, so I apologize in advance. I want to thank you for coming out this evening to support your kids in the Mariner Band program and the reestablishment of live performing arts in our pack. It's certainly been a long time, but we're excited to be able to share this event with you this evening, a live band concert, not virtual, that nasty word. One side note that I do want to point out for this evening, there are absolutely no students in quarantine this evening. We have, between the percussion ensemble, wind ensemble, and symphonic band, they're all going to be here this evening. At least that's the last word I had. Lost my spot. Oh, yeah, by the way, this evening is the very first band or choir performance to take place in the PAC in the past 14 months. So, Marine City Bands gets the ball rolling for all these future performances as well for East China Schools. Before we begin, I do want to thank a few people. The first person is Dave Simpson, the PAC manager, for all of his assistance throughout the school year in keeping our PAC facilities compliant and usable for school events. Even though it has been a long road for us, there's been other virtual events taking place in the PAC for live streaming, video recording, and a couple of drama productions. So thank you to Dave Simpson for making all this possible. I do want to thank also the East China Schools administrative team for their support throughout the school year. I know things haven't always turned out the way that we had hoped, but in the meantime, you also allowed us to rehearse our bands and choirs in person, while some other districts actually prevented it. I know that all along you wanted us to perform and have evenings such as this, but we just had unfortunate timing along the way. Thank you for being there to listen when we spoke and for keeping all of us safe along the way. You do have a thankless job at times, and a job I certainly would never want. But I want to extend thank you to our admin team for East China Schools. And speaking of safety, you will notice that the students are wearing masks. Their instruments have bell covers on them. They are spaced 6 feet apart. I know that some of the guidelines have been kind of eased up or tweaked a bit recently, but we are following our original back-to-school plan for indoor activities and safety measures. That was the agreement we made with parents as part of our back-to-school plan way back in September. The only change that has come about is the no mask allowance for outdoor events. Marching band camp and band camp are already looking a bit brighter. I do want to thank all of you for also honoring the mask and distancing guidelines that we do have in place. We are certainly not out of the wood yet, but we do see some hope for the future here. Thank you to all the students, parents, family members, and friends that have been with us all along. I'm sure there have been many a conversation at home regarding the craziness of the school year, but through your patience and understanding, we worked through it. We were attempting to live stream our concert. I don't know that we ever got that going. Did it go or no?
It looks like it's up there, but
okay. Question mark. So we're trying to live stream to the band's Facebook page, and we're having like kind of a glitch there. So it is being recorded by Channel 6, though. So I'm sure they'll broadcast that later, plus it will be available online at a later date through their CTV, I think that's their website. And I want to thank Paul Dingman and his crew for making that possible this evening. All right, so now we're through all that. I know there's a ton more people I could be thanking, but we'll be here all evening and you've heard enough of me. This evening's program has been actually months in the making, as you all know. You'll notice a theme throughout the program this evening between the symphonic band and wind ensemble music. Each piece, in some way, represents something that has happened, we've experienced, missed, made us think, or brought us comfort this past year. Or maybe, I guess the overall theme that you could pick up from it is hope. Our first selection is Flourish for Wind Band. As well as you and the students on stage, have certainly missed the sound of a band on stage. I don't want to sound too nerdy, but the definition of flourish is to thrive. And this fanfare-style piece by Ray Vaughan Williams allows us to do just that, and to once again experience the beautiful sound of the band on this stage. Here's our symphonic band with Flourish for Wind Band. Our next selection is one I programmed because it's, quite simply, it's a beautiful song, but also because of the concept of holding on to eternal hope. For me, the eternal hope was a live performance in this hall, but that may be something different to each of you. Please enjoy Eternal Hope by David Schaefer. everyone's heard of Captain America, right? Yeah. Have you kept up with Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Or Captain America and the Winter Soldier? I think one of the things I missed most this past year is my beloved superhero movies. There was probably supposed to be like 2 or 3 or 4. They were supposed to premiere this past year. So I'm now looking well ahead into 2023 to have those movies. So I did want to do a little throwback, having one of those comforting things that have been missing. So we're going to throw back a little bit. This is a great piece of music from the original Captain America movie. This is Captain America March by Alan Silvestri. Excuse me. And little known fact, I got 2 doses of the superhero serum in this past couple months. So all you have to do when you sit down at the table there is just give them a wink and they know what you want. So you too could be Captain America. Here is Captain America March. Excuse me, my goodness. Our percussion students have the luxury of rehearsing during a separate hour from our wind students. In a normal year, this can be tricky when we have to bring them together when we get closer to concert time. This year has been even harder due to safety guidelines, quarantines, and the blasted black and orange rotation days. I programmed our next piece as, again, a throwback to how I felt during our first day of pre-band camp this past summer. It was such a great sound to hear the drums again after we did that initial shutdown at the end of last year. So this piece, just straight out, sounds a little Neanderthalish, but I mean, they're percussionists. This is Drums Loud Good by our Symphonic Band Percussion Ensemble. Talk amongst yourselves. Give me just 1 second. I got to dig a couple things out. Okay. Sorry, give me a second. I'm good. All right, I'm going to take a moment here to acknowledge our freshman, sophomore, junior, and we do have a couple of seniors in this group as well. Normally, this is our band banquet. We would be doing, well, this Wednesday night in a normal situation, but having a banquet probably isn't a wise decision. So instead of doing a video upload, I figured this might be the next best thing to have the live experience for it. So I'm way too close to that, I apologize. The freshman members of the ensemble, and actually it can be any first-year member in general, they're going to be getting their band varsity letter this year for their first year of completion in the Marine City Bands. Everybody else, seniors get something special that we're going to be doing in the wind ensemble portion. They get a senior award little trophy thing. But everyone else is getting this little service pin for every year that they're in band so that they can put it on their varsity letter to show off how many years they've been in the ensemble. You probably can't see it. It's just a tiny little pin. In addition to this, they're not walking off with just a tiny little pin. Everybody is going to be getting, I decided not to do this evening because they're just going to get ended up crumbled up or tossed on the floor, shoved in a folder or something. They're going to be getting an award certificate, also designating their participation in the high school bands for every year and everything that they've been in. So like Anthony Seuss, he's in the Symphonic band. He's also in the wind ensemble. In a normal situation, we would have an after-school volunteer jazz band. We would have a pit band for musicals and all the stuff that was kind of put on hold. So those certificates point out that, and it also shows the instruments that they played in the ensemble. So what I would like to do this evening is, I'm not going to hand these out now. It'll take up too much time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call your names, and you're going to stand, and then on your way out, you can grab your pins and your patches. Deal? Okay, cool. They're nodding. That's all I get these days. I can't even tell if they're angry or happy because of the mask. Underneath, I know different. So I'm going to call the freshman names first and just stand in your section here. Do I got the right list? Symphonic band. Ooh, my goodness. There we are. Carly Matthews on flute. And you can remain standing until your entire group is called. Leah Barunda, flute and color guard. Abby Pettinger, oboe and alto sax. Molly Beaker, clarinet. Brianna Bellinger, who is virtual right now. You can still clap. Brianna Bishop, clarinet. Emma Griffer, clarinet. Maylee Evans, clarinet, and she is virtual. Allie Twigg, clarinet, color guard, and she is also virtual. Megan Bloomfield, trumpet. Harmony Hines, trumpet. Harmony Huff, trumpet, and she is virtual. Caden Martin, trumpet. Kaylee Urbani, trumpet. Sam Conover, alto sax. Heather Segura, alto sax. Courtney Witherow, alto sax. Alton Fox, French horn. Anthony Stadler, tenor sax.
I had to think for a second which Stadler I was calling. Josh Potvin, bass clarinet. Noah Cherry, trombone, and he is virtual. Kayla DeRosier, trombone. Lucas Guzman, trombone. Percussion, you're going to have to wave an arm back there when I call your name. Noah Ross, percussion. Molly McKay, percussion. Zach Sherrill, percussion. Leo Schink, percussion. Allison Kazera, percussion. And I always say her last name wrong, so I hope I get it right. Gracie Sincure, percussion. It's my Michigan accent. I mess it up all the time. Let's give all of our freshmen one more round of applause. Thank you. You may have a seat. All right, our sophomore members of the band are in orange. Here we go. Alexa Aker, flute. Skylar Limbright, flute and color guard. Ginny Gillette, clarinet. Brandon Stadler, clarinet. Madison Chapdelaine, trumpet. Lindsay Gerard, trumpet. Jessica Higby, trumpet. Cyrus Pelland, trumpet. Cassie Davis, French horn. Morgan Harris, bass clarinet. Skylar Provost, tuba. He likes to be called Provy, by the way. Ann Goff, percussion. And I think this is Adriana Rumley, percussion. One more round of applause for our 10th graders. All right, you may be seated. Please, raise a hand or something if I miss your name. Seriously, it's happened before. I do my best, but I am human. 11th grade. Where are you? We don't have a ton. There we go. Cameron Geib, trumpet. Ryan Wiley, trumpet. Logan Drinkwine, alto sax. Eric Durrett, bari sax. And I believe that's all of our juniors. Am I correct? Good, let's give them one more round of applause. And you may be seated. And then we only have a couple of seniors in the group. Once you're in a senior level, you get a little bit more elective opportunities open to you. And they are Anthony Seuss on piccolo and flute. And Kim Stadler on flute. You can give them one more round of applause. As I mentioned a little while ago, I will be acknowledging all of the seniors in the wind ensemble portion, and that is going to be recorded by Channel 6 if anyone wanted to catch that, because I don't think the live stream was working. And I think I got through everyone. Did I miss anyone? Anyone on stage? Just yell at me. It's okay. like you always do? Okay. So, and then all the other voted on awards that are senior awards, I'm going to be announcing those later as well. So make sure that on your way out, freshmen, first year people, you grab your varsity letter. And everybody else, you grab your pen and something for you guys later. All right, give me just 1 second. We're going to reset and get going on our final piece. Talk amongst yourselves. Those few of you that might have been in attendance for the symphonic band portion a little while ago, I apologize. I am going to be reading the same opening thank yous and statements before I get into the wind ensemble stuff. So, excuse me. First, I want to thank you all for coming out this evening. to support your kids in the Mariner Band program, and the reestablishment of live performing arts in our PAC. It's certainly been a very long time to make our way to this evening, but I am very excited to finally present a live band concert this school year. Okay, I can start. Mrs. Vogler's in here now. She told me to wait for her. One side note regarding all this craziness we've been through, I want to point out that there are absolutely no students in quarantine this evening. We have every single one of our percussion, wind ensemble, and our symphonic band that already performed. They were all able to do so. It's almost like a magical event. And I lost my spot again. Okay, along the same line there, this is the very first concert, band and or choir to take place in this PAC in the past 14 months. So the Mariner Bands got the ball rolling on this one. I think everyone was just waiting on us. So you're going to start seeing the rest of the world opening up because of this evening. They should have asked us like months ago. We were ready. Before we begin, I do want to thank a couple people. That first person is Dave Simpson, the PAC manager, for all of his assistance throughout the school year in keeping the PAC facilities compliant and usable for school events. Even though it has been a long road for us, there has been other virtual events taking place at the PAC for live streaming, video recording, and a couple of drama productions. Thank you, Dave Simpson, for making all of this possible. I want to thank the East China Schools administrative team. I feel like they, a lot of times they take a bad rap, especially this past year. I want to thank them for their support throughout the school year. I know things haven't always turned out the way we'd hoped, but in the meantime, you did allow us to rehearse our bands and choirs in person, while some other districts actually prevented that this year. I know that all along you wanted us to perform and have evenings such as this, but we just had unfortunate timing along the way. Thank you for being there to listen to us when we spoke and for keeping us all safe along the way. You do have a thankless job that I never want, but I do want to extend that thanks to you. Thank you, East China administration. And along the same lines of speaking of safety, you'll notice the students are wearing masks, their instruments have bell covers, and they are spaced 6 feet apart, or they were at one point in time. Like, things have shifted, I feel. I know that guidelines have been recently tweaked or eased up a bit, but we are following our original back-to-school plan for indoor activities and safety measures. That was the agreement we made with parents way back in September in our back-to-school plan. The only change that has come about is the no mask allowance for outdoor events. Marching band camp and pre-camp are looking much brighter this summer. And I want to thank all of you for also honoring the mask and distancing guidelines. We're certainly not out of the woods yet, but we do see some hope for the future here. Thank you to all the students, parents, family members, friends that have been with us all along. I am sure there has been many a conversation at home regarding the craziness of this school year, but through your patience and understanding, we worked through it. We are live streaming the concert. It was not working for the symphonic band portion, but I received word that it is working for our wind ensemble portion now. That is on the Marine City Band and Alumni Facebook page. If you are at home watching us, thank you for your support, and I hope it's working still. And I want to thank Lauren Barunda up in the booth for running that live stream for us this evening. Thank you, Lauren. And in case that does go down for some reason, Channel 6 is also here recording the concert. So you can go online or watch it later. And I want to thank Paul Dingeman and his crew for making that possible. All right. Let's have a concert. This evening's program has literally been months in the making. You will notice a theme throughout the program this evening between the symphonic band and wind ensemble music if you look back to their program and then ours. Each piece is in some way, it represents something that has happened, we've experienced, missed, made us think, or brought us comfort this past year. Or I think the overall theme is maybe the sign of hope for the future. And I got to jump way ahead. My symphonic band notes here. What band is this? There you are. Okay. Our first selection for the wind ensemble this evening is "The Stars and Stripes Forever" by John Philip Sousa. I hope you know the piece. You should. There's no better piece for the return of a band to the stage than "Stars and Stripes Forever," our national march, written by one of the most prominent band leaders in history. We will also be featuring Anthony Seuss on the piccolo here in this one. Here is John Philip Sousa's "Stars and Stripes Forever." apparently last Friday was Stars and Stripes Day. I didn't even know it was a thing. Got lucky. Our next selection is On a Clear Day, You Can See Forever. It's a song sung by Barbra Streisand in the musical of the same name. It depicts the ability of the character Daisy and her psychic ability to reach into the past and into the future. Don't you wish you had that ability? Here is On a Clear Day, You Can See Forever. I'm thinking it would have been wise to swap masks between bands. This thing is getting gross. When this next piece of music became available, I pretty much jumped on it as soon as I could. If you've been keeping up with The Mandalorian on Disney Plus, if you haven't, you need to get on it. It's a great show, but the main theme music written by Ludwig Göransson is very creative. It's kind of intriguing what he does with his compositional style. I've really enjoyed watching the show on Friday nights with a bucket of popcorn from Riverside Cinema, of course. Mrs. Fox and I kind of have made a joke for recruiting and retaining kids in band. We call ourselves the Mandalorians because it is the way. So encourage your youngsters to join our troupe. Please enjoy the Mandalorian. Isn't that a neat piece of music? So, Home on the Range. This is a throwback to our Wild West marching show we did a couple seasons ago. Several of the kids were asking if I could program it for the concert, and I really had no issue with it. It's a beautiful tune, and it's reminded me of another time when things were maybe a little simpler. Kind of brought a bit of comfort to our rehearsals. This is Home on the Range by Dan Kelly, featuring a trumpet solo by Lauren Bloomfield. I'd say one of the most frustrating aspects of this school year is dealing with technology. Whether it was Google Meets, Google Class, Skyward, Wi-Fi, or internet outages, it's been a challenge at times. This piece of music technology isn't meant to depict that challenge, but really instills a techno-style groove with sounds perhaps derived from technology. No matter what, it does allow us to bang loudly and quickly on drums to work out some of our frustrations probably with technology. This is our percussion ensemble, by the way. did trim. To the Summit, Strive for the Highest, is a piece we were planning to play on the concert in March. It's a challenging piece of music which tries to depict the concept of scaling a mountain. Once every mountain is scaled, you realize, once one mountain is scaled, you realize you find another higher mountain ahead with even greater danger and challenges to reach the summit. Sound familiar? As we celebrate our eternal quest for new heights on To the Summit, we will feature soprano sax soloist Abby Sanchez, timpani solos by Jace Fisher, and oboe soloist Emily McGlynn. Here is To the Summit.
And Scout McCullough on French horn solo.
I'm going to interject some student awards here so I get a chance to breathe. Get a little break here. So I'm going to take this opportunity to acknowledge our sophomore, junior, and senior members of the ensemble. There we go. In the past, we've done this at our band banquet, which normally would be Wednesday night this week. But having a banquet isn't going to be possible for obvious reasons. So I'm mixing these two events together to pull this off instead of doing another video upload, because, technology. So what I'm going to do is, we don't have any freshmen in this ensemble. It's an audition-based class, and they have to do 1 year in symphonic band. So this is all 10, 11, and 12th grade students. Handful of 10 and 11, and looks like a whole bunch, 21 seniors. Crikey. So, oh my goodness. Everybody, for every year that they participate in the band, they get the service pin, which they can put on their varsity letter when they get as a freshman member of the band. So they keep adding those throughout the years. They're also going to be getting their award certificates at a later date. I didn't want to hand those out this evening and have them not get back to anyone. Crumpled up in stands or folders, and then, Ian. He's got his music, though. At least I think he has his music. That's what he wants me to think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call their names and just stand in place. 10th and 11th grade, just stand in your place, and we could acknowledge you individually that way. And then later on, I'll get you all of your goodies. No. Not yet. It's salty sweat getting in my eyes. So I'm going to start with our 10th grade class. When I call your name, just remain standing where you are so we can acknowledge you with applause. Peyton Ramsey, flute. Lauren Rosemeck, flute. Michaela Becker, flute. Tenth grade. Emily McGlynn, oboe and color guard. Remain standing. Sophie Vogler, clarinet. Bailey Haslam, alto sax. Colin Cannell, alto sax. Azalea Tawby, tenor sax. Simon Conover, percussion. That was Simon on the marimba over here on that last piece thrown down. Olivia Ignashik, percussion. Grace Mars, percussion. She's right there. Jace Fisher, percussion. And Lily Horton, percussion. And I think that's all my 10th grade. Did I miss anyone, 10th graders? Okay. No, you're not. Let's give the 10th grade one more round of applause. Thank you. Yeah, you can sit now. All right, we're going to acknowledge our 11th grade members of the ensemble. Elaine Durham, flute. Kaylee Rickert, flute. Kaylee's got someone here. Jessica Waylands, trumpet and drum major. Ava Korchmar, alto sax. Nick Berman, French horn. He likes to be called Nicky. You should do it. Yeah, see? He likes it. Carter McKay, bass clarinet. Alex McKay, trombone. Aiden Petts, trombone. Preston Codette, baritone. Seth Brown, bassoon and sousaphone. And Ian Chilcutt, percussion. Did I miss any 11th graders? Okay. Well, next year. You'll be back. You'll be back. All right. Thank you. One more round of applause. So for the seniors, they don't get just the little old pin. It's become, well, I've done it twice. Well, this is 3 times now, so now it's a tradition. 2 years ago, I made the senior awards for that graduating senior class. We were going through a bond vote for the consolidated plan that they were going for, and I told them that as long as there's a Marine City High School, I'll make the awards for you. Well, that bond failed. So now I'm stupid, and I have to make this every year. So I made it the first year. I had some oak in my garage, and I put all these awards together, and on the front of it, I always put a poker chip. And the meaning of the poker chip for us in band is we use those during marching season to find our place on the field for each of our coordinates. I'm sorry, I'm getting too close to this. So we use those, but the thing with the poker chip on this was not so much to know where you're going to, but to remember where you're coming from in this case. And then as a reminder that no matter, this one really is kind of like the opening set poker chip. You have a lot more poker chips in your future. Some of them might be Central, some of them hopefully are Western. And some of them might be in a trade school or whatever field that you're planning on going through. So just remember where it started from is here. Now the awards this year, the first year I made them out of oak. The second year, I found some birch logs at Camp Cavell. They had some firewood laying on the trail, and I took it home with me. And I cut it up into lumber, and I made their awards out of the birch logs from Camp Cavell. Well, we couldn't go to Cavell this year. And I tried to make an award that I thought was fitting of 2020-2021 school year. So I made them out of trash. Not literal trash. I was building a bookcase this past year, and I had a bunch of scraps. You know, like any woodworker, you have a hard time throwing things away. So all these thin little scraps of wood, were laying on the floor on my garage, and I'm like, God, you either throw it away or you burn it. What do you do with it? A lot of woodworkers turning them into cutting boards. So I went down that route. I had some red oak, some cherry, some walnut, some maple, all these little scraps. And then just for good measure, because it's 2021, I put some strips of 2x4 in there. The most expensive wood on the planet. So the awards are all of those pieces of wood put together. So they look like little mini cutting boards. But on the front is their poker chip with their anchor. And then their names engraved on the front, and Marine City High School Band's class of 2021. So this means a lot for me to be able to do this for you, and I appreciate actually having my afternoon times where I would sneak home maybe a little early to do this. I was doing schoolwork, so it really didn't happen that often, I think once. So I'm going to call you up, and you can literally, seniors, just line across the front of the stage here as I call you. And this is in random order because I did not put them in alphabetical order. Liam Jasonowski. Connor Trombley. Anthony Seuss II. Come grab your trophy and then line up across. Kimberly Stadler. She's still here. Where is Kim? Oh, good. Matt Maliski. Abby Sanchez. Brianna Stokes. Ivy Rose Gardner. Alexandria Fike. Devlin Tauby. Cody McKenzie. Jacob Petahowski. Lauren Bloomfield. Aubrey Shemansky. You're welcome. Lorenzo Franco. Desiree Brady. Leanne Davis. Dylan Randall. Maria Folletti. Harmony Baker. And last but not least, Scout McCullough. And ladies and gentlemen, once more, your class of 2021 Mariner Band students. Thank you so much, seniors. You may have a seat. Lick it. You know, if you lick it, it tastes like banana. Okay. So I have a tradition of saying a few extra words, and again, I know I'm holding you hostage for this, but I want to have as much of the experience that we can this school year as we're able to do so. So before I get into the other senior awards that were voted on by the kids, I have a few words that I want to share with you, so hang in tight. It's only one. I'm just kidding. So this year, has certainly been very trying for all of us. Throughout all of it, I've tried to keep in mind what was lost along the way. Your senior year was affected by COVID, quarantines, pauses, remote learning, Google Meets, performance postponements, and cancellations. I also recognize what you lost at the end of last year. Even though it has certainly been, this is too low for me, it has certainly been very frustrating and heartbreaking along the way. I wouldn't have tried it for any other alternative out there. There are bands in Michigan and across the nation that have not rehearsed in person this entire school year. There are band programs that were completely shut down. There are bands that were given the option to rehearse outdoors or not at all. Some of these bands just started face-to-face or indoor rehearsals this past month. There are schools that haven't allowed any live performances indoors or outdoors. Given the alternatives we could have faced, I appreciate every opportunity I had to work with you. That goes for every band student and not just our seniors. Marching season certainly wasn't traditional, but I appreciate what we did, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of what we were able to accomplish under the circumstances that we were given. We obviously lost some performance opportunities for concerts, festivals, solo and ensembles, a musical, and more. Tonight may be our first and last concert of the school year, but I appreciate that we got this evening. This didn't happen last year. This is the first band concert to be held in this PAC in 14 months. You are the first band or choir and the opening night for reopening live band and choir concerts in the PAC. I believe this concert is going to be one of the most memorable that I've had because of what you were able to do during a pandemic and all of the other obstacles we faced along the way. It's a great reminder that it isn't always about the destination, but rather the journey we take along the way. I want to thank you for your patience and understanding on that journey. I have had some extremely low moments this past school year, and it was very hard for me to keep a smile on my face. Wearing a mask at those times was actually a benefit. The saving grace that always got me out of that slump was your ability to roll with whatever was handed to you. I don't think I would have handled things as well as you did if I were in your shoes. I am confident that you have your future and perhaps all of our futures well under control. Life is a series of lessons, and you just had the most intense life lesson possible. Thanks to all of you for being amazing Mariner Band students. Thanks to all of you and all of our very supportive friends and family members. Without all of you, I couldn't manage this program. One final thought for our seniors. I've enjoyed every single moment that we've shared together over the past 7 years. You've inspired me and everyone else around you with your enthusiasm, your leadership, your dedication, musicianship, and your heart. Many of you have been a part of my life for 7 years, and for that I am truly grateful. You have no idea how far-reaching of an impact you have made on the people around you, and especially me. So I want to finish off by saying what I say to every graduating senior from this program, and I mean every single word of it. Soon, you will no longer be my students, but you will always be my friends and members of our band family. It's been an honor making music with you. I love you all very much, and I'll miss you dearly. Best wishes and congratulations. You ever cry with a mask on? It's gross. I got one on my face, I'm okay. All right, so now I am going to acknowledge the student awards that they voted on. The first one being the Most Valuable Band Member Awards. We go through a nomination process and a voting, a second final vote after the fact, and this was all done via the Google this year. We have 2 students as Most Valuable Band Member, as voted on by the students. These students exhibit enthusiasm and encourage others to do their best. They work hard musically and lead by example. Our Most Valuable Band Member awards go to Jessica Whalens and Cody McKenzie. Come here. Congratulations. I'm going to stand out front for a picture there. Congratulations. Hey, get back here. Hey, just stay here. Stay. Don't speak. Mariner Pride Award. This is also voted on by the students. These students exhibit pride in their own personal work and effort, but they also show enthusiasm and positivity in rehearsal, on the field, or on stage. They are interested in doing work that makes them proud, but also encouraging the pride of the overall band program. Our Mariner Pride Awards go to Scout McCullough and Liam Jasonowski. Congratulations. Congratulations. Outstanding Musician Award. This individual is a phenomenal musician. They have worked diligently for the past 7 years to master and perfect their musical ability. This level of musicianship has set the bar higher for those around them, and I certainly believe their section is better for their leadership, musicianship, and dedication. I am proud to present the Outstanding Musician Award to Abby Sanchez. And she's an outstanding dresser, too. I'm still sniffling. No, I'm good. Not yet. What? Yes, I got a lot of goods. The Patrick S. Gilmore Band Award. The Patrick S. Gilmore Band Award was introduced in 1994 in honor of the legendary band master and composer. His contributions to the band world were an example of true commitment to the band medium, even predating the great John Philip Sousa. This award honors outstanding high school band students and their achievements and commitment to the band. This year's winner has performed with passion, dedication, and enthusiasm. Even though they probably don't believe their contributions made an impact, I can safely say they have made a tremendous impact. This year, we present the Patrick S. Gilmore Award to Lauren Bloomfield. The Director's Award for Band acknowledges an individual in leadership, dedication, or performance that did not go unnoticed by the band director, or in some instances, they may have won the runner-up for votes for another award. This individual absolutely loves music, is a dedicated member of the band who is willing to share their creativity and passions. They have stood with pride and have a lot of heart. They want everyone in the band to be a success. This year, I proudly present the Director's Award to Aubrey Shemansky. Congratulations. I think that's it. Well, no, there's one more. The John Philip Sousa Band Award. John Philip Sousa Band Award is the most prestigious award for high school band students. Since its inauguration in 1954, the The Sousa Award has been given to thousands of outstanding high school band students across the country. This award recognizes students who demonstrate superior musicianship, leadership, dependability, loyalty, and outstanding dedication. This year's recipient exhibits solid musical skill, leads with determination, and has pushed theirself and others to be better musicians and leaders. It is my pleasure to present the 2021 John Philip Sousa Band Award to Anthony Seuss. Yeah, he said it's Seuss. All right, congratulations to all of you. Let's give them all one more round of applause. All right, thank you. You can have a seat. Okay. We have a couple of selections here, and these are traditional types of pieces we do in our spring concert. We typically in the past have tried to do a version of Finlandia. This piece, Be Still My Soul, is actually the tune Finlandia by Jean Sibelius. Mariner in general, alumni in the audience will likely recognize it as the Marine City High School alma mater. I discovered this beautiful arrangement and felt it was fitting to program for our end of the year performance, honoring our outgoing seniors and any other Mariner alumni in the audience. If you remember the words, feel free to sing along. Our last full selection this evening is the Symphonians, a piece of music we have traditionally performed on our spring concert every year. We lost that opportunity last year, so I'm making sure that tradition comes back. This piece was written for the Phi Mu Alpha fraternity, which is a music fraternity known as the Symphonians. This is a tradition that goes way back to former Marine City High School band director Paul Decker. Thank you for attending this evening. I hope you've enjoyed the concerts, if you were able to catch both of them, and I look forward to seeing you in the stands in East China Stadium for Mariner Marching Band 2021. Once again, I thank you very much for coming out this evening. We certainly hope you enjoyed the concert and both of them, if you're able to do so. And here is Anchors Away.